less lethal contingencies. Alan here. So we're going to continue to test the Beeman BP50 with the new Home Defense 24 Plugged ASA. Okay, we're going to do another CO2 test, another 12-gram CO2 test. And I have this plug on here that has been modified with a pressure gauge as well, so we can kind of see what we're getting for PSI, for pressure on the generated by the CO2 cartridge. And we're going to be shooting a different ammunition this time. Okay, this is the BP50 with the tuning barrel and the tuning barrel cover from Home Defense 24. Both of these items I purchased from Home Defense 24 through their distributor here in the United States, AR Tactical. Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I am so thrilled with this stuff. The quality is just top notch. I mean, the 3D printed part, and it's flawless. It's just totally flawless. I can't be more happy. The rear ASA, it works fantastic. I mean, that one thing alone, plugged, turned this gun into a beast. So, I mean, what else could I want, right? I mean, fantastic. So, thank you again to AR Tactical for making it possible for being a distributor and being able to get these parts on such short notice as well. Thanks again. I appreciate it. I've been holding out for this ASA, especially for a while now, and it's just cosmetically, it's appealing, and it's very powerful. It's doing wonders for this gun. Anyways, so we're going to shoot the steel ball bearings again, but the ones that I'm going to shoot this time are actually 12.2 millimeter. They're not the large ones, the real heavy ones. They're 12.2 millimeter, and they weigh in at, let's see, how did I weigh these in at? 7.14 or 7.1 grams, okay? So it's kind of, you know, at CO2 yesterday I was shooting the 4 gram, right? The AR Tactical 4 gram joules. Got some crazy numbers with that. I mean, over 500 feet per second. What was like 530 or something like that, or it was like 52 joules. So, I mean, amazing power, amazing. On HPA, with the heavy steel ball bearings of 12.7 millimeter, at least on 800 PSI, had excellent consistency and definitely nothing to complain about on that power either. You know, 40, 45 joules. However, that was really heavy ammo. So 8.3, 8.4 grams. So these are kind of in between the 4 gram and the 8.3, 8.4, right? So we're coming in at 7.1. So I want to see what these will do. Okay, these are a little smaller, so they're not going to be probably as bore matched with my barrel, but we'll see how they perform. Given they're smaller, I'm actually able to load in 8 in this magazine. Now, we were also, when I say we, myself, I was fighting through some mag drop issues as well, which kind of plague this BP50 once you start shooting it with any kind of power. I'm going to look into maybe getting an extended mag for the magazine and maybe just run, you know, a few fewer rounds that that extended mag can accept, in hopes with the longer spring maybe it'll absorb some of that ball bounce, if you would, that we're getting from the pressures. So we'll see how that works. Once I can get my hands on one of those, I know Home Defense 24 makes a pretty decent one, and I can get that through AR Tactical as well. So I'll be working on that. Yeah, so let's gas it up. Make sure I don't have any leaks. Make sure this thing especially is not leaking. And hopefully the gauge works. That'll give me an idea of what kind of pressures we're getting out of the CO2 as well. So let's see what we get. And I did recharge my laser, so that should be working fine. Let's see. Yep, looks good. Okay, unloaded. Yeah. Where's it leaking from? I think I gotta take it apart and put some more anti-seize on there. All right, we got a leak, so let me shoot quick. We got a leak coming out where the gauge goes into the plug. All right, so we got the 7.1 gram steel ball bearings. And let me just cup my hand under the catch the mag. And we're showing about 5, 6, 7, about 800 PSI with this leak on the gauge. Okay. All right. Shot 1. 309.5 feet per second. Mag did release. Shot 2. Shot 2 didn't read. Shot 3. 294.7. Shot 4. 284.5 feet per second. Shot 5. 271.1 feet per second. Shot 6. 242.5 feet per second and shot 7. 179.6, and we're dipping way off now, so shot 7. I got one more and here 8, but no pressure. All right, so that wasn't the best of tests because of that leak. So I think what we're gonna probably do is repeat that test at some point soon, maybe tonight, with the 7.1 gram steel ball bearings. Kind of hard to do a test like that when you got a leak. So, but that gauge came in handy having that there. We had about 800 PSI from CO2 was showing on there, so it was probably maybe a little bit. I mean, that needle is sitting a little high even without air in it, so my guess is, yeah, it was probably about 800 PSI, I think. All right, so that was that test. Not the best of tests. I'll be reproducing that at some point shortly here. And good puncture. All right, good puncture. No problems there. And I'll have to take that off and seal that back up for next time because I do want to be able to monitor what I'm getting for pressure on this. So, all right, so that is not the very best test. But anyways, that is the test with the 12 gram CO2 and the smaller, slightly lighter steel ball bearing ammunition, the 12.2 millimeter, 7.1 gram. Okay? Thanks for watching. There'll be more to come shortly. Peace out. All right, we're back. So I went and got another plug to put on this. That's one thing I didn't buy with the ASA was a plug for it. But I have a couple homemade plugs here. I got this one here with a 1/8 NTP on it. This is what I usually use until I can get that other leak fixed. So I'll go ahead and plug this up like so. Okay. I know this one seals. And then of course I got my MCS plug as well too, but right now it's on my son's marker. So, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna repeat that test we just did with the 7.1 gram, 12.2 millimeter steel ball bearings. We are gonna repeat that test with a fresh CO2. And we're gonna shoot. This time, we'll get all 8 with no leaks, hopefully. And actually, let me throw a little bit of silicone oil on there, a little super lube oil. A couple drops on the cartridge. Can't go wrong with that. Keep those O-rings supple, lubricated. All right. Yeah, because I really want to get some good numbers on this to see what the smaller 12.2 millimeter steel ball bearings are going to do. The smaller and a little bit lighter, because that's like in between the 4 gram and the other extreme, right? The 8.3, 8.4. So definitely want to get those numbers on there. And it's kind of hard to get reliable numbers when you're pissing out air, pissing out gas through the back. So, all right, so we're gonna repeat this test. There we got the cranny set up. Got it set to feet per second. I'll just be calling out the feet per second, and I'll update the video like always. So let's go ahead and gas it up. Oh, much better. That was a good puncture. Okay. And we don't have any leaks, so everything's nice and quiet. Let's turn the laser on. We have here 8. Okay, these smaller ones I can easily fit. The 12.2 millimeter I can easily fit 8 in this magazine, so we have 8 of these. There we go. And we're going to shoot off 8 of these 7.1 gram ball bearings, and we'll see what we get for feet per second. See what we get for power out of this modified Beeman BP50. Okay, mag 1, shot 1. 317.2 feet per second, 317.2. Shot 2. 313.8 feet per second. Shot 3. Shot 3 didn't read. Shot 4. 302.3 feet per second. Shot 5. 297.3 feet per second. Shot 6. 293.8 feet per second. Shot 7. 285.2 feet per second. And it should be the last one, shot 8. 280.3 feet per second, 280.3. All right, the magazine seems to be holding up okay. Now, out of those 8 shots, the magazine kind of dropped out a little bit, but I had my hand under it to hold it from dropping and hitting the floor, but I kind of just cupped my hand under it. The magazine probably dropped, I'd say 50% of the time, okay? And very random. You know, it wasn't every shot or half of the shots, 1 through 4 example. Very random, just periodically dropping. I'm hoping, again, like I was saying earlier, I'm hoping an extended mag with a longer spring, maybe it'll absorb some of that energy, that ball bounce in here, especially with the heavier ammunition. So I'll be looking to pick up one of those. I also hear a rumor that maybe Critical Situations is making a magazine for this, a drum mag. But, you know, if you're going to run this concealed carry, you know, really the best mag is the factory mag, right? Because otherwise it's going to be, it's going to be too long, too big, too bulky for concealed carry. So some of the later ammunitions didn't quite have this problem. I only started seeing it when I was shooting it with 4 gram and above for weight. So you might be able to get away with running an aluminum 2.7 gram, like an Alien Play aluminum, solid aluminum round, which would be a good kinetic round. I'd have to test that for sure, but I don't recall when I was shooting the aluminum ammunition seeing the mag drop. And again, this mag drop issue is not related to the most recent modification here, adding the ASA, the plugged ASA. You'll see on my older videos, I was getting the mag drop intermittently here and there. Ever since I added the tuning barrel, is the only thing I can kind of piece together is tuning barrel and the heavier weighted ammos. So, but yeah, that's it. That's today's test with this. That's shooting the 7.1 gram steel ball bearings, the 12.2 millimeter I'll update the video with the joules, and yeah, we'll see see what the data reveals as far as will it beat out the 4 gram, those AR Tactical 4 gram joules. I don't know. We'll see. Will it beat out? Will it perform better than the heavies, the real heavies, right? The 12.7 millimeter, the 8.3 gram. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and there'll be more to come. I do plan on shooting this again with high pressure air, HPA. I think we'll be doing like a 1050 PSI and probably an 1100 at some point really soon. So stay tuned for more. Peace out.